Hey everybody, welcome to Sound and Vision. We are here with Keith from Atlas Genius. How has Beachlife Fest been for you? Because you rocked it today. I was there for the performance. What was it like being on that stage?
It's more enjoyable now than it's ever been. I've always loved playing live, but I think we had that really prolonged break of about 4 years from shows that I appreciate this so much more than I ever did, because as a kid getting into music, playing shows, there was never really a break, and you kind of it just is what it is. You kind of do it. It's like any job, really. And then having 4 years off and not really playing shows at all, coming back just is I appreciate it. I feel like I'm more present now than I used to be, and really just super appreciative that people are there and we're connecting through these sounds that we make.
So it's not taking the 4 years off, but pretty much we had to take the 4 years off because of what was going on.
Well, in Australia for sure.
Yes, exactly. So how was it to get back on the horse, to be able to get back for shows and be able to get back on the touring, and then now with a new album coming out in August?
Well, we didn't think there was a period where I didn't feel like we were going to be able to play again. It was Australia was going through really intense lockdowns, and then even after that, it's hard for Americans to maybe understand just how extreme it was there, and so there was a period where you couldn't even fly into state, let alone the idea of flying to America. So the thought crossed my mind more than a few times that, oh wow, maybe that's it. Maybe touring is just not going to be a viable thing for Australian musicians. And then for us, it took even longer because we were in a record deal where we weren't able to put music out for a bunch of time too. So once we had to get out of that deal, and then all of a sudden we're here, and it just feels. It feels fantastic. It's hard to put into words.
Yeah. And the new album, I got the new album, was able to hear every track. It's just banger after banger after banger.
Thanks.
What is it about when, like, you've released a new track a couple days ago? You released another one.
Yeah.
What has been the response, and what have you been able to see some of the feedback of what the new songs are hitting and how people are liking them?
The feedback's been great. When you feel really confident that you've expressed yourself the way you want to, there's a lot less anxiety around how it's going to be received. And it is always, I'm not going to lie and say it's not great when you've got a number one song on the radio. That's great. But as an artist, the reception has been great, I think. But for me, I genuinely was like, you know what, this is just a good record. It was kind of like a best of the last 6 years. It was a prolonged recording process, and then it was held up for 4 years for release. So we just picked the songs that we liked the most, and that's the record.
Yeah. And I gotta literally get onto one track that I heard and I loved it, on a Wave.
Yep.
Where did that song come from? What was the story about it, and how did that get developed? Because that song is just, I can't get the hook and the melody out of my head.
So On a Wave, well, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of On a Wave, it was an accident. The chords, the music of it was an accident. We were trying to write a middle section for this other song, which I still haven't finished, right? So as happens, you try and write one song and end up writing a different one, and I'm like, there's something to these, just this kind of melody idea and these chords. It was just simple. It was just the On a Wave chorus section, and it sat around unused for about a year, and I thought, I've got to finish this. And the melody came out really quickly. The lyrics took a bit longer, but basically I was trying to write a Tom Petty song, and it turned into something totally different. It sounds nothing like a Tom Petty song, but I'd been really into Petty. I think maybe it was a little while after he passed, and as the Beatles used to say, you try and write a song that sounds like someone, end up sounding like yourself, and On a Wave just it is what it is. But it's kind of anthemic. It's one of our more anthemic tracks, I guess.
Yeah, because when I was looking at the lyrics of the song, it fits so well to what's going on in the world today,
Yeah.
and the situations and the causes of what we're dealing with, and it just kind of like, but yet it has an uplifting note to it. For at least for me, it has an uplifting note to it, and I love that track. I think people are gonna really enjoy it as we get more and more into the summer and with the album coming out in August.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. I think about there's a few songs on the record that are more like, I guess I would call social commentary, and Don't Let Love Be a Stranger are probably the two tracks that come to mind. Yeah, again, like, it's funny to write songs in 2019 and then to go through everything that we went through, and then have the songs kind of make more sense now. It's weird, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, we have a lot of performers who've been a part of Sound and Vision already, and they've all said the same thing, like that stretch of not being able to go out and tour and then just write music was kind of a weird time of developing, but it hits now more than ever. The one thing I do want to bring up tonight, even though this is going to air later, all you guys are going to miss it, but Venice West, you're playing over there.
Yes.
Brand new. It's a nice new venue.
Cool.
Been there a couple times, seen a couple bands. What is it like to be able to not only open Beachlife Fest for Sunday, but also close it at Venice West?
Could be tiring. We'll be running on adrenaline. It'll be great. I think it's fun to go from a big stage like that, and then I'm not sure. I think it's like a 300 cap room or something. It's a smaller space, and then there's the intimacy. I actually haven't been to the venue yet, so fingers crossed. I think it should be a banger.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's awesome. My buddy Fredo from Los Lobos played there with Ozo Motley, and the sound's interesting. The space is interesting. Okay. It's really like if you're going back to like the roots of when you're beginning playing small venues. That's how cool it is. Cool. So you're going to enjoy it. Okay. Before we let you go, we got to talk about the music videos that you've been putting out. They've been really great. Also, the visual artwork on the tracks for Apple Music have been amazing. I don't know what the idea was, but I was looking through everything, and when you play a track on Apple Music, you get video animation. Your videos are just another level. What for this for these tracks, what was the inspiration on a lot of the music?
Well, I think
video aspect? I
think I've worked out I like music videos, our music videos, the most when I'm not in them. So if there's whether it's some of the music videos you're talking about, or sort of the I guess you call them visualizers. Like, we have an artist that creates these just really vivid, subtly moving scenes, and so that's probably what you were talking about. And then there was also a series of drone videos that I did during the pandemic, which they come up during some of the songs as well. Visuals they're the most challenging thing, I think. Like, pairing the right visual with the music you've created, that takes sometimes longer than the actual song. Yeah.
Especially with social media and everything, and with the importance of video nowadays over text. It's kind of it's a weird thing.
Anti-social media, it's fantastic, isn't
exactly. And before we let you go, we got to ask, where can the Sound and Vision audience be able to see you next?
Well, we have the new record coming out in August, and I think we'll be announcing some shows later in the next couple of months. So just stay tuned to our socials on atlasgenius.com, or we have a fan page called atlascitizens.com, which people can sign up to, and they get a whole lot of extra content, unreleased tracks. There's a whole bunch of songs that for one reason or another we've never put out, or B-sides, things like that. So all the tour information will be there, as well as the usual things like Instagram, etc. So
awesome. Keith, thank you so much for stopping with us on our premiere episode of Sound and Vision. You're launching it off, so
well, I mean, look,
it's great.
It's fitting, right? It's just we're here together finally. It's great.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more here on Sound and Vision.